Well, when it comes to equity returns, maybe it's better not to think big. Small cap stock performance since March of 2009 has far outpaced that of the big caps. Take a look at this chart. You can see the Russell 2000 index has wildly outperformed the S&P 500 and the Dow by more than 40%, by the way. Now, a lot of people asking, is this a trend about to change? And here to discuss why investors should be cautious on small caps is Mark Travis. He is president and portfolio manager of Intrepid Capital Funds. His Intrepid Small Cap Fund is rated a Bloomberg Best. Mark, such a pleasure to have you on this show. Let's talk about small cap outperformance. Why are you cautious? I know the speed of that performance has made you a little cautious.
Well, Lisa, I like to remind people as business valuations go up, risks actually go up too, in our view. And so, you know, you've had 100% appreciation or better in the Russell 2000 since the market lows of the spring of, '09. And so we're having a harder time finding businesses that we like at valuations we're willing to pay.
So tell me this. Do you think that the market's gotten way ahead of itself where small cap stocks are trading, just broadly speaking, and that perhaps, I don't want to say for technical reasons, but perhaps we could see a pullback over the summer months?
Well, I mean, through probably yesterday, the Russell, I don't know, was up 6, 7, 8% year to date. So that annualizes a pretty attractive return. I think with the way we look at it is, the Russell 2000 index is trading at, 18 times cash flow. And frankly, some of the names out to talk about are trading at a third of that. So to us, that's a pretty rich price. And we also feel like, profit margins that are at a peak. And if those were to compress, the multiple would look even worse than it does today. So we're having a hard time finding 40 high-quality small-cap businesses that we're willing to commit 2.5% of our shareholders' capital towards at these prices.
Well, let's talk about what you do look for in a particular stock. You're considered a contrarian investor. What kinds of companies are you liking right now?
Well, I like, as I like to say, Lisa, basic, boring businesses. And I'm willing to take operational risk, but not financial, either operational or financial, but not both risk. And the names I've got today they fit that profile. The first one would be Scholastic Books, ticker SCHL. They printed Harry Potter. And, a lot of people are concerned about the migration to electronic books, which maybe they should be. But in the interim, this company generates, $100 million in free cash flow. And at this market cap, the way we think of it is a mid-teens free cash flow yield. And we've valued the business on a private market valuation higher than they trade for in the market today.
Scholastic is a well-known company. Talk to me about the billing company that you like, CSG Systems.
Well, my hope is they send you your cable bill, Lisa. They have about 40% of the market share in that business. Their bigger competitor is Amdocs, ticker DOX. But CSGS is a great little business, $650 million market cap, pretty clean balance sheet, half their debts matched off with cash. Again, close to $100 million in free cash flow. And so we think that the valuation of those shares is higher than it is today, which the shares today are over $18. We think you could get into the low to mid-20s. So, it's a very stable business. The challenge for CSGS is close to 20% of the revenue comes from one customer in the form of Comcast.
And Mark, quickly, you like this company, RGS. This is an interesting one. They own Supercuts, Mastercuts, and SmartStyle. If you're here in the U.S., you've probably seen one of those. We've got about 10 seconds. Where do you think this company should be trading?
Well, we think it's probably worth in the mid-20s. It's in, high teens. It's in $15 range today. And people can keep getting haircuts. They spread them out during a recession, but once they feel a little bit better, they'll get haircuts a little more often.
All right. Thanks so much, Mark. Great to have you on. That was Mark Travis, president of Intrepid Capital Funds.